Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel Web Learning episode where knowledge is shared. In this video, you will learn where to find all the STM32Cube examples and how to use them. So let's get started. If you're unfamiliar with the STM32Cube, you can open my previous video and you can find the link right in the corner or in the information below. In this example, I'll use the STM32L0 board, where you can find also the link in the below description. So let's start. If you want to use the STM32CubeExamples, there are many examples that can be found in the computer and were loaded when installing the libraries. The location of those files are as follows. Under your PC, C folder, users, your username, STM32Cube, repository. Under this location, you can find all the libraries that were installed with the STM32Cube. In my example, I have the L0 and the F7. If we'll go back to the STM32Cube and we'll go to Help, Install New Libraries, you can see that they correlate to the libraries that I have. In those folders, you can find all the information that you need. For example, under the STM32Cube L0 version 1.50, I have documentation. In the documentation, you can find all the get started of the STM32Cube L0. Under drivers, we can find the BSP, SIMSYS, and the HAL drivers. The middleware, where you have ST middleware of the touch sensing and the USB library. For the L0, all the peripherals that you have are touch sensing and library for the middleware. Other devices have Ethernet, USB, TCP, and other libraries. Third-party libraries like FATFS and the FreeRTOS. The project consists of all the examples, and I'll come back to it in a minute. The utilities, there are different folders like CPU, fonts, log, media, and PC software. In the PC software, you have the STM32Cube updater that is part of the software itself. Under the projects folder, you can find all the demo boards that the STM32Cube supports. Under each folder, there are different examples, and in some cases, few examples are located in one folder and are not located in a different demo board, even though the board supports it. For a full list of examples, under the projects folder, there is the HTML file that has all the project list. When double-clicking on this file, you can see the full list of examples. As you can see, there are many examples for the ADC, AES encryption, comparator, CRC, crypto library, Cortex DAC, and many more. And on the right corner, you can see which examples are in which folder. The actual fact that there is minus for this demo board doesn't mean that this example doesn't support this board. ADC Analog Watchdog is something that is located in all the STM32 devices, even though this example is only located for the L073 and the L073RZ. In the other examples, even though it says that it's not located, you can use the code for those boards as so. So please remember that even though you don't find it in one folder, you can still find it in another and use it for your microcontroller. Under the projects folder, you can find different boards. For example, we're using the L053R8 Nucleo board. Inside the folder, you can find the applications, where you can find all the middleware the Cube is using. Under demonstration, this is the base structure the STM32Cube is using for building a project. the examples with all the examples as were shown in the HTML file, and the template as a base template for the examples. If we want to use one of the examples, the easiest way is as follows. We copy the template by clicking Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V just to keep the template structure, and we can call this the template's original. As an example how to use examples of the project, the examples we can find under this folder, we can click into the examples, GPIO IO toggle. I'm using the Cal MDK, so I'll use that as the base of my project. I'm copying the original files. After going back to the original folder, I'm using the templates folder. Again, I'm choosing the MDK, and I'm placing all the files that are copied from the original examples. And I open the project. As you can see, the project base looks very similar of what the cube is generating. Under the example user, you can see the template that was used, and there are a lot of comments explaining what are the settings that were used in order to run this project. I'll click compile the project. At this stage I got 3 errors and 0 warnings, and I can see that it cannot find some of the files. If I quickly go through the files, I can see that it's missing the HAL drivers. If I double click, I can see that I cannot open them. This rarely happens, but if it does, this is an example of how to fix it. I right click on the folder and I click manage project items. Under the same folder name, I can see all the files that are located. I'm deleting all of them. Because all of them are wrong. I click add files. I go up on the folders until I reach the driver folder. As you can see, it's looking for the driver folder and the STM32 HAL driver. And because it's looking for the .c, I'll go to the src files, and we can see all the files. I'll choose all of them because the compiler will use only the necessary files. I added them and I click OK, and I compile it again. As you can see, this time I'm getting all the .h. Those files, I need to click on settings, C++, and I can see where they're located. If I double click, I click on the 3 dots, and I can go back and choose the same thing. As you can see, drivers, SIMSYS, devices, ST, STL0, include, and then click OK. Now you can see that there are a big difference between them, that there are too many backslashes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I can add them manually and delete them. So now I have the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and also here 1, 2, 3, 4. Click OK, and try to compile it again. As you can see, now we have less warnings and less errors. I'm still getting one error of this file, and I know it's this file because that's what it's missing. As you can see, I right click on the file, manage object item. I can either change it as I showed you before, or I can go back to the option of the file and I can delete the same thing. Having 1, 2, 3, 4 backslashes. If I do a quick compile, and everything works. I'm getting 0 errors, 0 warnings. Now I can download by flash and download the flash into the STM32Nucleo. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get more notifications when I upload more videos. Enjoy STM32.